All right, so it's been a little bit. Shockingly enough, I've never made a tier list on Nikke, so I thought that I'd go and review a 2 tier list today, and then I'm going to craft one of my own after a little bit more research and talking to a bunch of people. So I want to take some opinions also on this video, because I have a general idea of who's really good in the game and who's not in comparison. Though I might suck, but I blame it on free-to-play status. Okay, I can't beat the wall. It's not working, boys. It's been rough. On my other account, I'm 1 dupe away. So that'll be done, but this account, it's not working too well. So with it, today we're talking about the Nikke tier list, what it looks like for PVE, not PvP, keep that in mind. I have 2 of them that I want to review and talk about here today. Let's hop over there and let me show them to you. So the 2 sites that I'm going to be using, obviously, is going to be this one. This is I believe, a CN tier list. Okay, so this is a CN tier list, and it gives us an idea of what characters the CN side of the game gives as a nice character or a decent ranking. I kind of want to compare it over here to Pridewind's site and see how the both tier lists, I guess you can say, work. Overall, though, it looks like a lot of the units they both list are good. So I'll go over it in depth. I'll start with CN, and then I'll work my way to the Pridewind one as I progress onwards, right? So first, for Burst 1, okay, it's obviously ordered by that, if you didn't already know. Burst 2, and then Burst 3. Super simple stuff, but it's like basically top tier and bottom tier. That's how it is. So tier 0, 0.5. It's basically like God tier and then almost God tier. That's what they're trying to say here. So keep it in mind. But to start it off, they put Liter. I keep messing it up. Liter on top. We have Rapunzel right there in close second. We do have, so overall, okay, you can't disagree. It's just Liter's God tier. That's all it is. So understandable on the top, very much so. It's there. I've seen a lot of people complain. So this was a original Reddit post, and I've seen a lot of people complain on Discord and everything, saying that Rapunzel should not be that high on tier list. I can confirm for you, Rapunzel is a carry and probably my favorite healer in the game. Yes, there are other alternatives that can do very good, but I'm telling you, Rapunzel is overhated as a healer. She is very strong and actually good at what she does. I think, in my opinion, she is one of the better healers in the game. So just keep in mind that people still will say whatever, but yes, you have someone like Pepper. She does exist, but is she actually, like, I would say they're both on par. I think that Rapunzel is better, though. So I'd say 60-40, yeah? 60 more, 64 Rapunzel, 40 for Pepper. I'm not crapping on Pepper by any means, no. She's very close behind, but I do think Rapunzel does give us a little bit more longevity and all of that, so that is there. We do have Noise. We do have Pepper over here. We have Emma. So Emma's here, too. So both lists also kind of rate each character like that. Miranda's over there, too. And then, obviously, she's there as well. This one has her different, which this list doesn't. This list puts Milk down here, but this one puts her up here, which I actually have no idea. I've never used Milk like that. But, wait a second. But, yeah, the character named Milk. Nothing else. Calm down. She increases attack for 2 main DPS, provides permanent crit damage to team. Burst skill provides lifesteal for DPS. Milk is a burst 1 supporter that can buff attack to 2 main DPS, as well as give the whole team a permanent crit damage buff. Overall, Milk is a decent support so honestly, I've seen JP tier list put her pretty high, so there is a reason for it. But Emma, Emma is a consistent character that's always up top. And then again, one of the best SRs in the game, though her damage doesn't really compare. But she is pretty much up there too. So I'm liking the list, though I would see a little bit of changes here and there. I think that this is very accurate if you were to compare the two. They both have a very similar thing, being these all are the same units. Literally, there is no difference in the units other than a little bit of the placing, which they placed Miranda a little higher than Emma. Here it's like a basic swap, right? So that's what happened. But Milk is definitely the different one. Next up is Coco. Coco's B tier over here, but Coco's pretty much, above Aid. This puts Aid behind. Again, I know that personally, from what I've seen, Coco is better than Aid. So I would kind of agree with that one. Volume being pretty low also, yeah, that's kind of the case. They put her almost down here, damn. They did put her up here. Exia's over here. I'd kind of agree with it. Most of it does seem pretty good. Again, I've never used Jackal, so I can't really say too much here. But is Jackal even listed? This was last updated on 7.3, so 3.7, right? Basically. But, which is like 2 days ago. So, no Jackal. All right, we continue onward. So, the bottom tier, that's what it's basically looking like for Burst 2. Up top is Senti, which is 100% true. Now, this is what I don't know also. I've seen a lot of people talking about how good Guilty actually is. So I will say that this is true. And on the JP side of things, they have been hyping her up a crap ton. Apparently, she serves a purpose in a mode, and I didn't get to research exactly what it was. But Guilty is being talked about everywhere. So she apparently is like the rising star, I guess you could say. Causing other things to rise to. But that is what you actually have to look forward to as a character. She's up there. So keep it in mind that she has been doing pretty good. But don't worry. The one that I actually picked is not too far behind. When it comes down over here, yeah, so there's a difference. So Sin is pretty much kind of put very low on Priden's list. Dala is 100% there, and I think that Dala is probably one of my favorite characters and one of the most useful ones in my opinion. So I would kind of move her up a little bit above Sin. But again, Sin is for both Sin and Guilty are for specific content, and I have seen why. I'll alert you later on. I'm gonna pull Sin really soon, in a few days, and we're gonna go. Yes, that is going to happen. With that next, it looks like Polly's over there, Diesel's over here. Honestly, most of the... So Makima's super low. Makima, so again, even though everyone hates on Makima on day one, right? Makima is very good now for the reason that she can cheese some of the good content, the train basically. And because of that, she should kind of move up in some sort of capacity a little bit, because in PvP and there, she is very good. This is a PvE tier list, so that's kind of understandable. But yeah, she's pretty much put on the lowest tier. Highest rank on the lowest tier, but still kind of the lowest. Though I would kind of wish she moved up a little bit, but it is what it is. Nothing I can do there. A lot of the characters here are very different, though. If you look at it, majority of these characters are super... Like, Diesel's over here in B tier. This Viper's up here, but Viper over here is all the way down here. So a lot of kind of difference in how they handled everything here. Though what I can agree with, Sending on top, Dala is very good and she's going to deserve to be there. I do agree more with Diesel being up there. She's a pretty good character for a lot of people to actually kind of use. Though B tier is pretty kind of pushing it, but still. I do see that. The one that I also see as Sin and Guilty is 100% true. Because they do serve a purpose in some content and they are very, very helpful. I didn't think that the other character was that low. Yeah, she's put over here. I didn't know, like, so... I disagree with her being put that low. She does work, actually. From what I've seen, some of the showcases that were uploaded, she does pretty good. So definitely want to agree with that. But most of the list is kind of semi-accurate, if you will. A few reorders I definitely go for. But Burst 3, the one that I know the most, and the one that I can actually provide you the most help, I agree 1,000,000% that Scarlet's number one. That is true. This one I would have said rearrange it. I would go to say that this is correct, too, where Modernia is above. What is it? Haran. I like Haran, whatever. I've recently gotten her, but I'd still say that it's this order 100%. I feel that Scarlet is number one, but Modernia is close because Modernia can literally, and she will help you so much on further game content that is not even funny. And again, when you see it, the amount of damage she can kind of put up in a time frame is nuts. So absolutely a carry. If I didn't have Modernia, a lot of the content that I was clearing through would not happen. So I would say that, yeah, she definitely deserves that spot. Snow White's up there too, okay? She, like, again, I got insulted for this, but burst, okay? Her burst is outstanding. That is why she is outstanding for the damage she puts up in one burst. It is insane how much you can get done. So yes, I will agree that Pilgrim, that Snow White is up there, which is definitely true. And also, Alice is very good. And you can kind of see what she is good for, and you see that it's SS almost everywhere except PvP. But basically, penetration allows her to shoot through enemies, and then has self buffs to overcome weapon limitations and self heal. So from what I've seen, and a lot of people have told me about this, but Alice is a super carry. So if you can pull her, she's a pretty good burst 3. Though in comparison, the competition's pretty stiff on that one, because there's a lot to kind of overcome when you come to it. But still, she is a very good character. Regardless of anything, Drake is also a very good character. So I agree with how it's being placed. How did they put Drake here? All right, Drake's right there. So basically, I agree with that. Overall, though, maybe not Alice above Haran. Maybe I wouldn't agree with that one, but if you saw that, then I definitely agree. That's definitely there. Lapis is up there too. Lapis is an outstanding character for clearing so many waves of content. I don't think she's that low. 100% no. I disagree. She should be up there. Though again, they put Helm that high in comparison to Helm being a little bit here. Power is super kind of low. She's on like the bottom of this tier. Again, I do feel that Power and Makima were kind of criminally underrated just by a little bit. Could have moved up a few more notches. What is it? They also put Prudy up there, which that's kind of accurate. This one put, I just clicked that. Whoops. This one put Sugar up there. I don't know enough about Sugar because I haven't used her at all. I haven't pulled her. She eludes me on every account that I've made, so I can't really give any say there. Where are they ranking Mihara? They put Mihara down here? What? Where are they putting Mihara? Really? D tier? Dude, literally, I've heard so many people say Mihara's a good unit in comparison to a lot of the units. Dude, one of her things are so helpful for a character. What the hell? This is it affects allies, full burst time reduced by 5 seconds. Affects all enemies, deals this much damage. Dude, there's no pros for her. Okay, so I think that Mihara is maybe a little less, but I thought, dude, there's so many people told me that she actually works for a lot of stuff. So, and she like teams up really well with some units. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm completely wrong there, but this is what the tier list is looking like. Majority of it, for the most part, I would definitely move some units up and down, and I've kind of put my opinion down on what I would move. But for the most part, it is a pretty much correct tier list. Though Isabel is pretty low here. Is she also really low here? Oh, she is. She's put down here in B tier, damn. But Maiden's also very different. So they definitely on tier. So on tier 1, they kind of had like a very similar aspect. Tier 2 got a little bit more far to it, and then tier 3 just annihilated it. They have so many different choices. Though I more so agree with Scarlet being on top. Modernia, I would agree that they both are on par. They both serve a different purpose, and I think that Modernia actually carried so much of the content for me to the point where I think she's a very top-notch character. Same with Snow White, very, very top-notch characters. So I agree with how those ones are structured. Though Lapis, 100%, she's a very good burst, was a very good wave clearer or mob clearer, if you will. So for a lot of for the most part, I think this is a pretty accurate tier list. I do feel like Prywin did miss here and there, but I think for the most part, they kind of work in a way where you look at both and you can get an idea of where each unit stands. Minus Guilty and Sin, they're heavily put differently. Guilty's put here. Sin's here, but Sin over here is placed so high. So can somebody explain that to me? Why is Sin high up there? I know why Guilty is, and I have like the entire thing bookmarked where someone like explained properly. But explain to me why Sin's up there. That's what I want to find out. I picked Sin for the aesthetic, but other than that, So with it, that is the CN tier list and the Prime tier list. Checking them out, seeing how they are. For the most part, I do like this tier list a lot. Hence why I made the video originally, because I read through it. I'm like, yeah, for the most part, I agree. So let me know what you think. Again, not 100% correct tier list. No, by no means is that true. But it is pretty much kind of on par with some of the stuff. But here and there, some things can move up and down. And definitely you can get a solid idea of where the tier list was trying to go for and what units they were basing it off of and how the units should be used and what content. Again, this is a PVE tier list, so keep this in mind. This is not a PvP tier list. And again, just a review. I will be making one soon and giving you my my take on everything. So if you care for that, stay till then. Yeah.